This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradley above at the top of the screen and everything that we're talking about here today. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this thing. This episode is brought to you by PureVPN. Guys, this space isn't getting any smaller, and we're going to prove that to you today. This is the new battlefield between nations, cryptocurrency and stablecoins. Don't believe it. It's still true. Guys, I use many different layers of protection to protect myself when I'm online. One of those layers that I use is PureVPN. There's a link in the description, 7-day trial for 99 cents. Make sure you check it out. Here we start with some light news before we get into the very, very serious material that is coming out that exposes regulation and where this is all going. Okay, Craig Wright loses summary judgment bid in billion-dollar Bitcoin case, which now heads to trial. He was hoping to get a motion for a summary judgment and was denied. So this little party just got a lot longer for Craig Wright. We'll keep an eye on that, as well as we did interview Craig Wright for the Kryptonaires documentary, which is still in post-production, but I can assure you that is going to be an incredible movie. And he does say that he is Satoshi Nakamoto in the documentary, and it's pretty powerful the way he says it in there. You'll have to make sure you check it and watch it when it comes out. We will keep you posted on that. Looking ahead, Brian Brooks has been busy today. He's got a couple things that come out, and one of them is absolute bombshell. This is one he shared from Plaid CEO, participant on CNBC, and then on the relevance of the USOCC charters to facilitate fintech innovations. It's a little 1-minute clip here. Let's listen to the CEO from Plaid about what he says here, and then let's talk about this. Well, maybe I can get this to play. I don't know if I'll get this to play here. Let's see.
Yeah, most fintech companies don't have a bank charter. Most aren't FDIC insured. Do you think that will change going forward? And as we stand today, if that doesn't change, do you think consumers will ever want to put large amounts of their deposits with fintech companies, or do they still trust the security of their tried and trusted FDIC insured bank for large deposits?
You know, it's a really interesting question to ask and think about the current regulatory landscape. As we look ahead, we've seen a lot of movement out of the OCC recently, making announcements talking about the fact that they might grant more fintech charters to financial institutions and to digital banks. There are a lot of fintechs that are actually applying for these charters. So I suspect that we will see many more move towards having their own charters over time. However, day to day, the partnership between digital financial services applications and the banks themselves is very tight. So a lot of the fintech companies these days are partnering with large sponsor banks that are allowing them to work together. And so from a security and soundness standpoint, it feels very solid. However, going forward from a clearer regulatory standpoint, I do suspect we'll see continued evolution.
Yeah,
now, one of the things I really like that he said there is he talked really basically about the fintech and the banks being able to work together. There is that relationship between the banks and the private sector, just like I believe we are going to continue to see the public sector, the government side, work with the private sector, especially here domestically in the United States. Now, going forward, we're going to take a look at some material here. This is a post from Clinton Donnelly, the crypto tax fixer, who says this leaked document titled Markets and Crypto Asset Regulation from MICA went into great detail on how the EU wants to regulate crypto assets with a particular focus on fiat-pegged stable coins. Come on in. This is really remarkable. Now, I can tell you, and shout out to him and Big Skinny for this document, regulation of the European Parliament and of the Council on Markets and Crypto Assets, which is MiCA from the European Commission. Now, this is interesting because, look, first of all, there's 168 pages in this. You can breathe a huge sigh of relief. I am not going to read it to you, but I am going to make it available to you in the comment section, and I highly encourage you to skim through or start to read this document as I have. There is an enormous amount of great detail of distributed ledger technology market infrastructures and how crypto assets and stable coins alike are to be used, handled, regulated, and monitored for a framework, and it is extremely detailed. So this is very exciting. Let me tell you what else is exciting, because this is really breaking news. This was just at 4:16 and it's now 4:30. So about 15 minutes ago, Brian Brooks just shared rapid growth of stablecoin projects may signal a blockchain-enabled payment system of the future. Wow. Like the XRP ledger, maybe, Brian? The USOCC is pleased to provide guidance to banks supporting these assets. Oh, we're going to look at this little document right here. And this is exciting, too, because right on the heels of getting this from the European Commission that heavily goes into stable coins as a great part of the information in that European Commission document here. We see Brian Brooks here on the same day showing his support. And look at this. This is really just out. This just came out. Federally chartered banks and thrifts may engage in certain stable coin activities. Brian Brooks told us just a week or two ago that over the coming weeks and months, there will be a steady cadence of comments to come from the OCC to speak on regulation for cryptocurrencies and stablecoins alike. So, the Office of Comptroller of Currency today published a letter clarifying national banks and federal savings associations' authority to hold reserves on behalf of customers who issue certain stablecoins. Stablecoins refer to cryptocurrency backed by an asset such as fiat currency, including US dollars or other foreign currency. I'm going to make a prediction right now that we're not that far away from a digital dollar coming out. I can tell you that. National banks and federal savings associations currently engage in stablecoin related activities involving billions of dollars each day. Acting Comptroller of Currency Brian Brooks said, "This opinion provides greater regulatory certainty for the banks within the federal banking system to provide those client services in a safe and sound manner." Very, very exciting. Now you're starting to see the banks get the clarity to be able to say, hey, you can hold those reserves for that company that started a stable coin, right? You can participate in being able to be a part of that process as well. The letter responds to questions regarding the application of stablecoin related bank activities. It concludes national banks and federal savings associations may hold reserves on behalf of customers who issue stablecoins in situations where the stablecoins are held in hosted wallets. The letter addresses the use of stablecoins backed by a single fiat currency on a one-to-one basis where the bank verifies at least daily that the reserve account balances meet or exceed the number of issuers' outstanding stablecoins. Accountability, ladies and gentlemen. Regulatory oversight, ladies and gentlemen. A legitimate marketplace. This is getting extremely exciting to me because this is one step closer to moving to the complete new system and the accessibility from all areas of industry, whether it be banking or just consumers level. So very, very exciting to me. The on and off ramps are what mean the most at this point to me, aside from a classification on XRP, because the on and off ramps are going to be how you enter into this space. And again, in the early part of all of this, how people are going to want to exit off of this space. Sure, there's going to come a time where you will not need to leave the digital world once you're in it. And technically you could do that now, but overall, generally speaking, to me, this is enormous, not only for the accessibility that we just spoke of, but really because there's a larger narrative here, because they're embracing it. They're embracing it, and they know that they're behind the 8 ball. And why are they behind the 8 ball? Well, I'm going to show you why. Because right here from XR2D2, China sees advantages in being the first on the digital currency battlefield. Well, listen, there isn't a lot of countries, if any, on this planet that want to see China have the dominant currency. They're not very nice to their own people when it comes to the government and how they treat citizens. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to get the big trophy here in the U.S. either. I'm just saying, in large part, I don't think it needs a lot of explanation. But here we go. Let's just look at what's going on here. Reported by Reuters on Monday, the article said that among the benefits of the digital currency dubbed DCEP, the digital currency electric payment, would be the weakening of the dollar's role in an international finance in favor of the yuan. Now, there's the problem. Nobody else wants to see the yuan gain that kind of strength. And this is why I believe you'll see the pressure for the public and private sector like Ripple and the governments, which have already been working together and are just not telling us. I really do believe that you're going to see that relationship revealed or rolled out, however you choose to see it. And then you're going to see us roll to the front of the pack in a leap and bound. I really do. All right, China Finance said that the ability to issue and control digital currency would herald a new era of competition, a new battlefield between nations. And I do believe that's where we are. I've said for a long time that we're not in a physical war. We have been in a monetary war for many years now, and it is just really starting to heat up. Another advantage of DCEP system would be better the feedback of payments and data, which could help better promote monetary policy that in turn could help economic recovery post-pandemic. And according to the article, the digital yuan has been in development for 6 years and is now testing at banks and corporations in a number of regions. The article also highlighted the extensive research that has gone into the project, citing that 130 patent applications that have been logged so far. These span cryptocurrency issuance, circulations, and related apps, forming a supply chain that would support the DCEP, the central bank magazine said. There you go. It is on. Here we have documents leaked, shared by a crypto tax fixer, a big skinny here from the European Commission, a release just minutes ago from the USOCC on opening up the potential to start to work with stablecoin companies and backing stablecoins and holding the reserves for federally chartered banks in the United States, and China pushing to be the first to release the digital currency here. And then I wanted to tie this in because this is from Michael Val 5 Links. Thank you, Michael. Fleetcore, which works in global business payments, announced that it had reached an agreement to acquire cross-border payment firm Associated Foreign Exchange AFEX to help boost its own payments network, a press release says. Here's the cool thing about this. If you don't remember, or if you're new to the space, Fleetcore back in 2018 had a press release here where Fleetcore and Ripple team up to modernize payments using blockchain. Come on in. Under the agreement with Ripple, Cambridge will pilot the use of XRP, the native digital asset of the XRP ledger, in payment flows through XRapid, now known as On-Demand Liquidity or ODL. And they're excited for the insight this pilot program is expected to deliver, and will use the information to help both Cambridge and Fleetcore develop our use cases for blockchain and international payments, said Mark Fry, at the time Chief Operating Officer at Cambridge Global Payments. Now, this is exciting because that was back in 2018. That was 2 years ago. Almost 3. So that really is exciting. And what does all of this mean? It goes to what we talked about this morning's video right here. What I believe is what we're leading to is a great reset. Well, what is a great reset? A great reset is not a Band-Aid over the old system. The great reset is a reset to a new system. You were seeing that here because stablecoins never existed until recently. the ability to have banks participate in the blockchain new financial payment system and payment rails that Ripple has developed. Does it say that in any of those documents? No. But if you've been here for any length of time, you know that these relationships are well in place when it comes to Ripple and the governments around the world. This is really exciting. When I look for fundamentals, this is the stuff I'm looking for daily to reinforce an understanding and the notion that we're moving ever so closer to a new system, not a revamped system, a new system that will bring us all to a great reset. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. And before we get out of here, I wanted to let you know iTrust Capital has some cool news, and I have a link for them if you need it. But they have cool news that they allow investors to transfer your existing crypto IRAs straight to iTrust. And this means no fees, no selling, and no setup costs. If you're stuck with a competitor that is price gouging you, and most of those companies are because iTrust does not, you can absolutely contact them about doing that. And I just wanted to share that with you. That just came out today. That is really new for them, and I'm very happy for what they're doing. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. This gets exciting. This really is a new battlefield, a monetary war that has been in place for many years now between nations, and the race is truly on to get those CBDCs developed and to get those stable coins really regulated in a proper framework to where we can begin to bring mass amounts of people into the new financial world, the digital space of cryptocurrency. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Hit the like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. I'll catch all of you on the next one.